Oh shit, I got something. Yeah, something big. Oh, hopefully it's not a shark. Today I'm gonna take you along to a really cool fishing spot. It's called Glinks Gully on the west coast. And I'm just on the way there now. It's early in the morning still. Well, not that early, maybe around 8. I'm driving through the countryside. Check out this fog this morning. Looks really cool. All the cows out there in the field, they're still sleeping, and they say when the cows are sleeping, the fishing isn't so good either, so I'm not so sure about that. Wow, did you see all those turkeys there? Pretty cool, eh? Check this out, guys, and there's even some frost on the grass here. Ooh, it was pretty cold last night. Glinks Gully, and there's also a campground. You can see the west coast now, down at the end of the Glinks Gully's road. Ooh, exciting. The Glinks Gully campground. It's awesome. I stayed here before, quite some time ago, but unfortunately it's closed at the moment. It's right up there on the hill. But yeah, that's the entrance to Glinks Gully here. It just goes down a steep road and you end up right at the beach, and you can drive onto this beach. Yeah, this is the longest drivable beach in New Zealand. It's over 100 kilometers long. It goes all the way to the entrance of the Kaipara Harbour here to the south, and to the north you can drive past Baylys beach, past Dargaville. The sand is very hard here, so it's pretty easy to drive on this beach. Now when you want to fish at a large open beach like this, it's pretty hard to pick a spot. You need to watch the waves carefully and look at how they break to identify deeper holes, rip currents and channels. Now this is especially important when surf casting, as you don't want to fish in shallow or too turbulent water. So I tried to identify some deeper channels along the beach first by driving along the beach to the north and looking for patches of flat water. First things first, start off with the rod holder. And I think I'll be using my short rod today, and maybe I just use the Surfcaster to actually surf cast today. So I got a couple rods with me. I think I can use my Saltist, which is actually a stick baiting rod, but it doesn't really matter for drone fishing, especially when the swell is so low like today. I don't need it to hold up my line really high up, you know. I'm using a big ass Shimano bait runner as my reel with, I don't know, 400, 500 meters line or so on there, 20-pound line. And I've got a few rigs that I've already made up. So just gonna attach a 2-hook dropper rig and put some bait on, and then we're ready to go. The drone is ready, and the wind is really cold. That's normally not so good for the motors, but let's hope we can get this out there now. Alright guys, so here's my little homemade bait release clip, showing you that how I made that in my previous video. Let's fly this out. We got our baits out there, so I just have to tighten up the drag and the line a little bit. Just let them soak there. I got to about 300 meters and then the line jammed on my reel. I think there's something a little bit stuck, so I gotta have to maybe change to another reel on the second cast. But yeah, the drone bait released, so that's all working good. And I just used 2 prawns, those banana prawns. When you salt those prawns, they kind of turn red, almost as if they had cooked them a little bit, but they stay very juicy, and they get a little bit tougher as well. I think they're really good bait. Well, that was the first catch for today. Kahawai, good size. Here in this spot where I just flew the drone out, I only took it out 200 meters because you can see a little bit further out there. There's some breaking waves, and there's a sandbank, and then there's a long channel, and then they break again, and then there's a sandbank right in front of us. So you don't really need a drone because it's not far out unless you want to get past the last sandbank. As the sun was coming up, I decided to quickly head into Dargaville via Baylys Beach to get some lunch, ice and also some fuel as I was running low. Now by the time I got back, it was already later in the afternoon and the tide started to turn and come back in. An incoming tide late in the day is my favorite time to fish at beaches like this. I just put on my waders, and this channel there looks so good at low tide that I really want to cast some lures in there. And I still got my soft bait set here, good old Genjik. We're just gonna walk out there and cast into that channel and see if we can catch something. It would be so much fun to catch something on lures. Let's hope we can at least catch another kahawai on the lure. So gotta make sure we don't step onto a massive stingray here, because they love these kind of channels as well. Oh God. I didn't check this tangle before I went out here. Now I have to go back to the car and get this fixed first. Look at this crap, man. Completely fucked up. Alright, we better cut it off just here before that tangle, I suppose. Yep, that was better. Well, that beach is so cool, guys. You can find total solitude here. I haven't seen a single soul since I got here. And how nice is that? I found myself another channel and landed another slightly smaller kahawai on my Surfcaster that I turned into fresh bait. I then quickly set up my drone and did another cast with a fresh kahawai, dropping my baits just past the first breakers. On the first cast, my rod fell over and my nice balsa reel got a complete wash with sand and salt water. Now this was somewhat frustrating, as this meant I later had to completely take it apart, grease it and reassemble the reel. Sure enough, it was full of sand. Don't you hate when that happens? The second cast promptly resulted in a good hookup and I pulled in a good sized snapper. Oh! Here we go, guys. Good size snapper. That's what we're after. Right about this size, yeah. Whew. He nailed that little fresh kahawai. Now, very happy with this catch, I wanted to do another cast and realized that the drone release that I made out of chopsticks had snapped. Because today I was using a new tension release and it turned out that the wooden chopsticks were not strong enough to withstand the added tension. Now I did a quick field repair using only one chopstick and some cable ties and I was back in action. But then the only problem was that the tide was coming in so fast by now that I was getting worried that I might get stuck in the soft sand. So I headed straight back to the beach entrance at Glinks Gully, as there's a large area with hard-packed sand to safely park on. I decided to do another drone cast here before driving to camp. I dropped my baits at about 400 meters offshore, again past the first breakers, using the kahawai baits from earlier, and got a big bite. I knew right away that I had a big fish on. Oh shit, I got something! Yeah, something big! Oh, hopefully it's not a shark! Carefully reeling the fish in and guiding it over the sandbanks, I was praying that it won't come off the hook. Yep, it's on! You! So that's a pretty decent snapper here. And he gave me a pretty good fight. I just gonna keep him. He's probably a decent 50 centimeter. Awesome eating size, the best. Yeah, just straight out from Glinks Gully. Oh, I'm happy. Got two nice snapper and one big kahawai today. So it was pretty good actually. The West Coast snapper are definitely big and strong here. After telling Haitian about the great fishing, she came along the next day for a bit of filming and surf casting herself. And immediately she landed two big kahawai from a deeper channel in the middle of the day. This time we used some salted baits. Now Glinks Gully is a truly a wonderful and remote beach for fishing. And besides the good fishing, the scenery here is just breathtaking. All right, everybody, that's West Coast fishing for you. And if you want to see another really cool fishing spot here at the West Coast, a fishing and camping spot that we recently went to, then you better check out this video up here. And we show you an awesome camping and fishing spot here in this area that you really must check out. So for me, it's time to pack up now and head back and fillet those fish and prepare them. I probably have to freeze a few fillets, and the rest we're gonna eat fresh.